Good afternoon, Internet. It's Dub with Dub's Treasure Store, and today is May 19th, a Saturday. I was just unpacking some new stuff I got for my personal collection, but some of these I'm actually going to put on eBay. This is my daily vlog, my video blog. I was just showing you some of these new bottles that I got, and they're actually quite nice. Like, for example, this is a California Fig Syrup and Company bottle. It's beautiful. It's nearly in mint condition. There are no ping chips or any scratches or bubbles in this glass. This is purple glass that was naturally occurred in nature. This was not fired purple. And it's Wheeling, Wyoming, Virginia. So this is a rare bottle. They did back in the day, in the 19th century, they did make syrup out of figs. That's why I got this one today, because I see a lot of syrup bottles, but I did not. This is the first time I've seen a fig syrup bottle. Now, what I'm definitely not going to sell, I'm going to keep it in my personal collection, are these tiny, tiny little cute bottles. They were so cute, I had to get them. If you can see, I know the video might not do it justice, but look how big this bottle is compared to this bottle. I just had to get them because they were cute. And what I found out what they did with these were medicine cures, or they had dyes in them. Now, another one that caught my eye is a
liquor bottle.
Yeah, that's a liquor bottle. See, these big ones, the reason why you don't see a lot of these in my eBay store is because people do like to have these big ones, but it's the shipping expense that gets people. But I bought this because this had, what are you doing? I bought this because this one had really interesting writing. Max Klin, see how that writing is? It's very different from the rest. But they kept whiskey liquor in this. Now, this was a different colored bottle than I've ever seen. The camera is not doing it justice. I'm looking on it now, and it kind of looks clear in the camera, but this is like an off-white blue, and it's a 3-in-1 oil. And they made these 3-in-1 oils. As you can see, it says 3-in-1 oil, and on this side it actually has the number 3-in-1 oil. They did this for motor oil or lubing oil, kind of like WD-40. Now, I bought this one because this is my very first real blue bottle in my collection, and this was Squibb magnesium milk. They put magnesium milk in this for people that had heartburn back in the 1860s all the way to the early 1900s. Now, I also got this one. This is a very common style bottle, but they held ketchup in this bottle. Essentially, they would hold, or like A1 steak sauce back in the day. This is definitely 1865 to 1880s. I know it's turn of the century, but the style of it, the way they kept the steak sauce, it originated in this one. And I had to get it, even though, like, you can see it. If I turn it this way, you can see there's an air bubble in there right there. But like these big bottles, I buy these. There's no writing on it. There's no markings on the bottom, because you can always tell this is an older bottle because it has no seal here. Some of these bottles, for example, the reason this bottle, it's a darker purple, but it's cheaper than this bottle, is because you see this round seal right here? That's where they pinched it off from the mold, the glass mold, and they started doing mass production in these. These had cast molds for them, whereas these were original. It took a lot more work to do this seal. So these are definitely, when you see this, it's older than these. That's why this is a $4 bottle. They're about the equivalent in size, dimension, and weight. But this is a darker purple, which is what you want to look for, except that this one is older just from the bottom. This one's newer. This is probably turn of the century. This is probably 1880s. So these, again, I bought these because they're not like mint how a collector that's very particular about his bottles. You can see there's like a little dent right there. A lot of people might not like that, but to me, there you go. There's the proof on the bottom. That's what I look for, and this is natural occurring purple. There are places where people go and they take clear bottles like this and go get them fired purple. But this little lot that I unpacked for you and unboxed is basically my own private collection. But I'm going to sell I'm definitely going to keep my small ones and this blue one, but look out for these older ones. Like, see, again, look out for these because I might put those on eBay. And I just wanted to show you, this is my very first blue bottle, and you know they're not as desirable as the purple bottles, but it's something. If you are a collector of bottles, you want to get all the kinds that you can get on your collection. Now, before I leave you today, I wanted to let you know that I also, from my older collection, I've had some milk bottles. These are milk creamery bottles. This is kind of unique, the styling and the shape, the way they frosted this glass on the inside of the lip. But going back, I'm going to show you two more bottles before we sign off. You can see this is a purple bottle. It's older, but here's the same kind of thing, a ketchup or steak sauce bottle, some kind of sauce bottle, but this one is not as old as that because this has lettering on it. You can see the bottom has had its manufacturing stamp on it, but that it's still the same thing. Essentially, in its element or in theory, it's the same thing, was used for holding about the same kind of material, except this is newer. It's not purple, and it wasn't fired purple. So that's why I invested in that. When you put those right next to each other, that's why a collector is looking for very specific things so you can match up and have a piece of history, because these two pieces are identical, but they, in their own sense, they hold different history. Now, I'm going to show you one more piece, and I'm going to sign off. If you are getting into bottles, these gold, I forgot the name of these, but they're like wedding bottles, or they were used for many different things, but you do not see this beautiful gold often. You don't. And I collect them just to have, like I said, you know, differences in my collection. But the whole thing about these, if you are following my blogs and you're watching this because you want to learn, you know, good tactics or strategy selling points, these are not the best thing to invest in to turn around and sell on the internet, because they're too expensive. And the whole key of success on eBay is not what you sell the item for, it's what you buy the item for. And you cannot go around and get these. Think of these more as a ceremonial or regala type patina, because you do not want to, you know, pay $24, for example, for this bottle, and then turn around and to just get hits on eBay, you would have to mark it at $6.99, and no one is going to jump on this bottle at $6.99 because the shipping cost is what's going to eat them up. So if you're collecting bottles, especially you're focused on patinas, I would suggest you start with small patinas, because the small patinas are going to be cheaper to buy with a higher turnover. But besides that, you know, guys, we're signing out. When we come back from the break, I'm going to show you some other collections from my anthropology collection. This was just an antique and antiques for our segment 1 for our show today. So continue to follow us. When we come back from the break, I'll have some actual cool archaeology fossils and little bits of collections. I'm getting an archaeological set started, and what I found out is, being an anthropologist, that's what you would like, to have fossils and really old ancient stuff, but that stuff is really hard to find legitimate pieces at a good buy. So I would say for you guys that are following me, stick with what you know. And like me, I know bottles, and somehow it just came naturally for me. And I'm so happy about these two little tiny bottles. It is so hard to find little tiny cute pieces like that. If any of you guys have small stuff like that and are following me, please contact me. I will do business with you on an individual basis. For my collection, I'll buy those from you personally. Where we could work out some kind of good trade deal. But all right, we're signing off for our break. Talk to you later. Bye, Internet.